Hello, welcome to Gemstone Tarot, the weekend reading 11th and the 12th of June 2022. I've already started the reading. I kind of got about 2 minutes into it. I dropped some cards on the floor. The camera stopped working, so here we are again. Okay, we've got 4 cards that fell on the floor. And these are, what are these? Shaman cards, shamanistic healing cards. So we're going to have a look at those. Okay. We've got an aeroplane going across, which is very unusual for where I live. We don't really have any air traffic. This is very exciting. Could be a helicopter. It is a helicopter. There you go. You heard it here first. It's a bit cloudy, so I can't see it. The F word, forgiveness. It's here again. I love the way this looks like it's been done with chalk. Do you know what I mean? It looks gorgeous, doesn't it? I can imagine trying to recreate that on my kitchen chalkboard. Okay, forgiveness. Oh, yes. Feminine energy. I feel like these two are linked, and I feel like this is giving us for the weekend. Folk woman is coming out, folk woman is dancing. By the way, I have launched my memberships. Woohoo! So have a look. There should be a join button next to the subscribe button on the channel. And you can see you get exclusive videos and you get very cute emojis. Have a look at those especially. If you're on an Apple iPhone, because loads of you have contacted me about this. If you're on an Apple iPhone or you're on an iPad, go and do it on a desktop. You can only really join on a desktop if you're on an Apple iPhone. Sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't. Do it on a desktop, then it just works. So just letting you know, for those of you that have contacted me going, I want to join, where's the join button? It's like Schrodinger's join button, but I've kind of worked it out, use a desktop. Anywho, okay. Forgiveness, feminine energy, and slow but steady. Make like the folk woman all weekend. Okay, this is not the time for yang energy, for putting it out there, for throwing the punches, for making big decisions, I don't think. I get this real kind of energy if you look at this, that we're in the basin, that we're in this kind of dip. And I don't necessarily mean it in a bad way. I don't mean dip like rut, or we're in a glut, or we're in a kind of like that. I just mean that we're in the energy of that. The bow is loose, if we were talking. I don't know why I'm so full of musical analogies today. I don't know what's going on. I never know what's going to go on till I put the camera on and it's coming out all musical analogies, which is weird because we then have ascension, which looks like some musical notes to me as well. Bird singing and all of that good stuff. Okay, I'm going to have a look at a few what I would call more regular tarot cards as well to go with it. Let's have a looky-see. Okay. Did you see on my community post the crisp that looks like Edvard Munch's The Scream? That was my holiday crisp. And I brought it back for you and photographed it. It's absolutely hilarious. Have a look. You'll see it. When you see it, you'll be like, oh my God, it actually does really look like The Scream, but in crisp form. Oh God. Okay. We've got turd on the top lip going on here. I'm like, okie doke. Let's biddly bop and I can show you why. In fact, as soon as I biddly bop, I won't need to show you why, because you know by now, and you'll just look at it and your top lip will have a turd on it. You'll be like, oh yeah. Okay. It's like when you hear about some really bad date behaviour, in a sort of having lunch with the girls or whatever, and then this happened and everyone goes, yeah, it's like that. I'll show you. If we can actually get it in focus. Doesn't that look good? It actually looks good. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yes. The Emperor's hiding behind the box, as the actress said to the bishop, but that's okay. We're going to take that as a message. I'm going to leave that. I can shove it a bit to the side so he's partially covered. The Emperor, the King of Swords and the Hermit, all in the reverse, speak to me of getting blood out of a stone. Someone's not talking. Something or someone is not communicating. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to be like Billy No Mates all weekend and you've got to spend the whole weekend snuggled up in a sleeping bag watching Netflix. See, I'm warming to my theme now. Watching Netflix with a big bag of crisps on one hand and a big bag of chocolate on the other and a massive cup of tea. I'm not saying that you have to do that or you'd want to do that. You know, who'd want to do that? I don't know. But what I am saying is, if you're looking for congenial relations here, whether it's a friend, a lover, an employer, the world, whatever it is, this doesn't look very warm and fuzzy to me. And when you've got 3 cards like that in the reverse, you've then got the 5 of Pentacles. And the 5 of Pentacles is, here's some warm and fuzzy in the church. You know, in the church, maybe there's just loads of Netflix and it's clearly what I'm going to be doing this weekend. In the church, there's loads of Netflix and just chocolate and crisps and all the rest of it. These two are not having it, okay? They are passing under the window. And even though, let's face it, in the days when this was done, it was probably that there was warmth and there was heat and there was light and maybe some bread in the church, they don't go for it. They continue on their lonely snow path. Off they pop. Like, no, we're on the snow path. Let's go. I don't know why I'm singing all day today. It's obviously going to be one of those days. Do you ever have days like that? I do have days. And honestly, you know, just telling you how it is, I hate musicals. I do. I can't bear it. There's 2 musicals that I can stand. Bugsy Malone and Grease. And honestly, only the original versions on the telly of those. That's it. 2 musicals. But I do have days where I sing everything like a show tune as I'm doing it. Here you go. You're having all the crazy now, people. So, back to them cards. Okay, we have 5 of Pentacles, the lonely card, the card of choosing to walk in the snow, choosing not to engage with something that I think is not very engaging. I just think there's a vibe of something or somebody, of a shut door. And this forgiveness card, I get very strongly the vibe that if we were looking at this objectively, which would be more of a yang way to look at it, more masculine energy way, then we would probably not be the ones having to do, yes, we would. We'd be the ones having to do the forgiving. Because this looks like someone else has shut the door or something else has shut the door. But that doesn't really matter, is what I'm trying to say. You might feel annoyed, you might feel angry, you might feel triggered by this, you probably do. You might feel shut out in the cold, you might feel out on a limb. But this is yours. This is yours here. There's a lot of spiraling, there's a lot of moon energy. Oh, we've got the full moon in Sag coming up in a couple of days on the 14th as well. And it's a super moon. That's nice, actually. That could be very healing for this. Very healing for this. What I would say is keep yourself to yourself, but don't be cold, because the coldness will rub off on you. And that's not good enough for you. That's what I'm trying to say. See, I could have just said that. I could have even sung it as a show tune. How interesting. Have to have 2. Okay. Swing. Look at these. The side boob of fate we have. Love this card. Love those fairy lights. Love me fairy lights anyway. A message in a bottle. Now, message in a bottle is also a card that is to do with fate. When you sling a message in a bottle, it's an almost careless act because you're not guaranteeing it's going to get to the person, and yet you have something to say. So, Mr. King of Swords here and Hermit in reverse, King of Swords in reverse, Emperor in reverse is all about not saying anything, keeping a tight mouth. I don't know what happened to my words today. Keeping things to yourself, not giving up the ghost, not giving, being unforgiving. It not you, as in they're being unforgiving. You're feeling the love, you're feeling the warmth, you're feeling the forgiveness, you're letting it flow through you. They have got something to say, whoever it is. There's a message to come, is what I'm trying to say. I've not been the most eloquent today. Do leave me a comment. Let me know how it resonates, and do join the channel membership if you fancy that, and do have a look at the Edvard Munch crisp. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.